Hi, this is Tweek. One of our most popular videos is when we take fleece, put a crochet edge around it, and you have a beautiful blanket. Well, I figured out a way to tweak that idea. We're going to make some fleece sleepers. Join us. Supplies you'll need for this project are: you will need a fleece blanket. I'm using a 2-yard length blanket that's already been crocheted around its edges. You'll need some yarn that complements the fabric you're using. You'll need a crochet hook. I use a size G. You also need a Fiskars 1/16 inch hand puncher to go around your blanket. And we'll need some freight check, a measuring tape, and some sticky back fabric Velcro dots. Let's get started. We begin this project with a completed Softy blanket, and if you'd like to see a link to that episode, click right here. Once you have your fabric picked, it's all crocheted, you've got your Softy ready, we're going to need that 2-yard chunk of fabric to be just folded in half. Okay, so you've got a lot of fabric here, but we're going to use every little bit of it. Part of the trick here is, especially when you have a pattern on your fabric, if there was a solid fabric, it wouldn't matter. But what we're going to do is we're going to flip the fabric down to insert a pillow. And I want the pillow to look like it's right side up on the fabric. So when you lay your head there, you see the image there. Now when you look down, think of it as like a sleeping bag. If you look down, you're going to see, in this case, the snowmen will all be looking up at you. They'll be upside down, but the pillow part is going to be facing down. That's important to me. We're going to take this length of fabric, and I'm going to measure down one side 16 inches. So this fabric is 58 inches wide, and I'm going to come down the length of it, and then I'm going to stitch down that side, stitch all the way across, and come up the other side the same 16 inches. So let's see what we've got here. I'm just giving it a little eyeball here, but I want it to be even. I'm going to take my measurer, and look at how close. I got to come back a little bit. I'm going to insert a polyfill pillow. This indoor-outdoor pillow, washable, more of a child size is what I'm thinking of. I'm going to insert that into this space. This is a 12 by 18 pillow, so I want at least the 16 inches to help accommodate that pillow. Let me pull it back just a little bit. You have a little futzing to do here. Let's measure again. Okay, we're measuring. There we go. I'm going to stay right there. 16 inches. Now to help me keep my space there, I'm going to take just a little bit of yarn, just a titch, and I'm going to put a little bow right here. I'm going to stop this fabric from moving around so much, and just going to pull through. And I'm just going to tie a bow. I don't want a tight knot. I just want to be able to have some sort of stopper. Oh, that's not doing too well there either. Anyways, there, I know. That's where I stop. I'm going to start up here and continue down. I'm going to get to this point, and I'm going to go all the way across the face of the blanket. And then I'll repeat the pattern up the side with another 16-inch measurement. I'm going to outline this in white, so you can see once we get this done, the pillow will be tucked up in there. And then we'll do a few more modifications to make it look and feel so snugly when you get into it. Here is my yarn. So I'm etching this, going around in white to complement the minty green. I wanted the reds and the dark greens to stand out. So I know where I'm going here. I'm going to come right where the end meets there. I'm just going to pick a spot. I'm always going underneath the chain. The two chains come together, and I'm just going to pull this through, and I'm going to make a knot. Double knot, real simple. And that's my start. All right. That's where I put that little stopper on the end so I don't get too far off course here. So I'm going to come back in where I started. And very simple. I've got a loop on the crochet hook. Pull the yarn through. Go under the next two chains. And like I've done in so many blankets in the past, we're just going to go under the chains. Bring the yarn through. You have two loops there. And you're down to one when you pull through. I'm going to go all the way down the length of the 16 inches, and then I'll show you what I do to continue forward. So here we go. So I'm almost through. It moves pretty fast, only 16 inches to stitch. I'm hitching those two pieces together and creating a little pouch. And now I can remove this piece. I kept there as a stopper just to give me a little more security, a little insurance there that I'm not going to go too far off course. And I'm going to continue to match up. Where was I? Okay, go for those chains on the top. And I've got one more, and then what I do here is, whoops, okay, backtrack. Here we go. Go through that last chain. Now I've come to the curve. What I'm going to do is take one more stitch. There's the curve and the stitch next to it. Now I'm going to leave this part here, and I'm going to go all the way down the front length here. I don't have to measure till I get to the other end, but this is 58 inches, so it's going to take a little longer. But I'm going to just deviate away from this piece and focus on this chain. And this is just a decorative touch. We've attached the two pieces together, and now I'm just going to go all the way across and come up the other side. So I'm going to get going here. Here we go. Stitch, stitch, stitch. Fingers fly. It's the time when we keep checking all along the way. Got this much more to go till I get to the corner. A few more to go here. Okay, now I'm up to the corner. I'm going to stop because I'm going to use the next few stitches to hook the two pieces together. So I'm going to give myself a lot of leeway here. And we're going to do what we did earlier by measuring down 16 inches. Now this time, instead of starting at the top, as I did in working around, I'm coming up the bottom, but it's the same thing, just as long as I get the measurement proper. And Did I bury that little measuring tape? 16 inches. Start up here, come down to there. Close enough. I'm gonna go with it. This time I don't have to put a stopper there because this is gonna curve in on itself and it's gonna hold. So I'm gonna take my stitch, pick it up. I wanna come around this corner. I'm gonna go into the nearest stitch. Right there. See that? Underneath that chain. And I'm going to pull through. And it's hooked. Now, get this in front of me. And I'm going to do the same thing. Follow the chain all the way up to the end. The whole 16 inches. So here we go. Chain, chain, through and stitch. Chain, chain, through and stitch. See what happens. See how that it looks so nice, just almost seamlessly moves from one end to the other. So we're pulling these two together to make the rest of our pouch that we need to hold our pillow. Okay, continue. Coming to the other corner, going under those chains. Here's the top, and I'm just going to add one more stitch at the very top. Okay. Now I can either make a stitch right there, which I think is what I'm going to do, or I could pull it through and hide the stitch. Which way do we want to do it? Let's see, I'm going to cut. I think I'm going to pull this through. You have a little knot there, and then I'm going to bring the tail back through and hide it. I like the idea of not a big old knot hanging there. So I'm going under again the chain, and I'm just pulling that tail through. You don't have to go the length of the tail here. It's a little too long. I can go like 4 or 5 stitches down. Okay, give it a little tug so there's some give there. And I'm going to take that. And it disappears. And here's where the fray check comes in. I want to make sure that knot is bonded. So fray check bonds the fibers in the yarn. I don't want to use a whole lot because I don't want a big old hard spot there. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm add a little bit of insurance with some fray check right here. I just want a little bit of bonding in the yarn on that connection spot. Now I'm going to come all the way the other side and do the same. You see how we've made our pouch for our pillow? Now this used up 16 inches of the 72 inches with, it's 2 yards. But that leaves us 56 inches to snuggle into at the base of this Fleece Sleepy. So here was that one we started with. I'm going to add some fray check to that. I want those to bind and not come apart. And I'm going to give that a snip. Okay, and then over here, when we came around that corner, I'm just going to add a little insurance there. Make sure you guys bind. Good. It's a wear spot there. It's going to get more wear and tear. Let that rest for a minute while we get an idea of how this is going to look. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. If you think of this as a sleeping bag, which is technically what it's turning into, but I don't want it to be a pouch. I want you to have the sides open, but I want the bottom stitched shut. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just single crochet stitch the whole thing right to the end. I'm going to start at this end. Same stitch as before. Got a lot of fabric in front of me, but just get it where you can use it comfortably. Start here, go to the end. Then we are almost done with our fleecy sleeper. I'm going to come into the corner here on either side. My corners have 4 stitches, so I'm coming in 2 and 2. Oh, there's a knot there too. Good. Another reason I wanted to start there, I want to keep the knots together, so when I put the fray check, they're all going to bind, and I won't have too many of them sticking out in the project. Okay, here we go. I got the white. I'm going to make a couple of knots, and I'll fray check it when we get done. That's not coming loose anytime soon. Come underneath. If the yarn's a little bit tight, just wiggle the hook and they will find their way through. See? So here we go. One, two, it looks like another chain, and I'm coming to that corner again. And I'm going to go right under that last stitch. Pull under. Snip. Bring this through and let it tie off. There's my knot. And now again, I'm going to pull that little tail through. Just going to go under each. Okay, we'll stop right there then. Okay, give it a little tug to let it rest nicely in the spot. Snip it off. Okay, fray check. I want to bind just to make sure that knot doesn't come out. Okay, and then I want to come back. See how neat that looks? Come back to the start where those guys were. I'm going to snip real tight to this, real tight to the knot, and then I'm just going to add some fray check to let them all bind together. And when that dries, there'll be a little bit of a knot there. It won't be too hard, but it'll help hold everything together. So what have we got now? We've got our sleeper, and I'm going to pull it towards me to show you. This whole side is open, and I wanted that open because I don't know, I get confined when I get into a sleeping bag, and I want the option to have it open on me. We're coming up to where the top is, and that's where we're going to put the pillow. But before I put the pillow in, I'd like to find a halfway point. This is 58 inches wide. So I'm going to come right around in the 20-some inches mark. Just find out where that middle is. And I'm going to pull back. Make sure everything's nice and flat. It turned out nicely. And right in here, I'm going to add 2 little pieces of dot Velcro. It's made for fabric. This is all washable stuff too, which is nice. Because if you want to put a pillow in here, you take the pillow out, wash the whole thing, put the pillow back in, and you're ready to go. So here I've got these little fabric dots made specifically sticky back fabric for fabric. And what I do is I'll cut them out first. And this is just how I do it. And I take the 2 odd edges here, the 2 little pieces that meld together, and I actually put them together. A little easier to handle. And buddy them up. Okay, so I've got them ready. I'm going to find my space. I'm halfway in, And I'm going to come up just a couple inches. It's very, very sticky. And I'm going to put one down. Just going to place it there. Get my finger out of there. And then I'm going to place the other one just a couple inches off. I just want a little bit of a spacer between the two pillow sides. Okay. Okay, and now I'm going to carefully bring the fabric down. And then I'm going to press. Now, they say to wait 24 hours for that to really adhere. And after that, you can pull them apart. And then this is washable too. So what that does is it gives us a nice side, two sides actually, to place your pillow. These pillows, polyfill, weather soft, indoor-outdoor pillow. I liked it because it was more of a child size. I always get rid of the tags. And we're just very simply going to push him in here. Now this may seem like it's too much space for the pillow. Maybe so, but you could put different size pillows in here. And then to use this, oh my goodness, I need to clean off the table to show you how to use this. Nice clean table. Now, what's nice about this too, once you get it laid out, which way do you throw off your covers? You can throw it off to the left, switch the pillow, throw it off to the right. On where I need somebody to demonstrate, where are those grandkids? Okay, throw me the frog. Ha! Just about grandkid size. We're going to tuck them in. The pillow can be pulled out. All of this can be washed. Feet are going to be secure. What do you think? This extra up here offers a little more warmth because it's almost like a double fleece. And if we tuck you in, that gives you some idea of the comfort level even a frog would like, right? Right. So if you like what you've seen here today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and remember to ring the bell so you know when another episode of Tweaks with Tweek is coming along. Until then, find a real kid. I'm sure they're going to love it, being soft and snuggly. That's how we like it best. See you again.
No.